There are enormous creatures, and afterward, there are these various species come in all shapes and sizes, yet today we're simply going to discuss the greatest of the huge. We wager you haven't seen anything like the monster possessing the main spot number 1 on this rundown, so ensure you remain tuned for that. Here are 10 of the biggest creatures you won't accept really exist. With all that said and done, we should start this video from the number 10.
Let's start this video from the number 10.
The largest primate.
No one was sure about the largest primate on Earth unless Bigfoot suddenly becomes a real thing.
We all know about the King Kong movie and we all loved that. The eastern gorilla is a critically endangered species of the genus gorilla and the largest living primate. At present, the species is subdivided into 2 subspecies. The eastern lowland gorilla, formerly known as Grauer's gorilla, is more populous, at about 3,800 individuals. The eastern lowland gorilla, also known as Grauer's gorilla, is the largest of the 4 gorilla subspecies. It is distinguished from other gorillas by its stocky body, large hands, and short muzzle. The eastern gorilla is a large hominid with a large head, broad chest, and long arms.
It has a flat nose with large nostrils.
The face, hands, feet, and breast are bald. The fur is mainly black, but adult males have a silvery saddle on their back. When the gorilla gets older, the hair on the saddle of the back becomes white, much like the gray hair of elderly people. This is why the older males are called silverbacks. Eastern gorillas live in stable, cohesive family groups, led by a dominant silverback male. Eastern gorillas tend to have larger group sizes than their western relatives, numbering up to 35 individuals. There is no distinct breeding season and females give birth only once every 3 to 4 years due to the long period of parental care and a gestation period of 8.5 months. There are several reasons the eastern lowland gorilla is listed as critically endangered by the Yukon. One is that their habitat has been cleared for farms and ranches, and the mines in the area, which has caused severe degradation.
Number 9. The largest rodent. You thought the beaver was a rodent of unusual size?
The capybara is twice that big as the biggest rodent on Earth. These impressive semi-aquatic mammals are found throughout much of northern and central South America, though a small invasive population has been seen in Florida. They're closely related to guinea pigs and rock cavies, and more distantly related to chinchillas and agouti. Like beavers, capybaras are strong swimmers. Their pig-shaped bodies are adapted for life in bodies of water found in forests, seasonally flooded savannas, and wetlands. Their toes are partially webbed for paddling around, and their reddish to dark brown fur is long and brittle, perfect for drying out quickly on land. Small eyes, noses, and hairless ears are located high on their heads so that their faces remain exposed and alert when most of their body is submerged. Capybaras have razor-sharp teeth and can be unpredictable.
They are, after all, wild animals. Do they bite? Yes, depending on the circumstances.
Like other rodents, capybaras' teeth grow continuously, and they wear them down by grazing on aquatic plants, grasses, and other plentiful plants.
Number 8. The giant clam.
The giant clam gets only one chance to find a nice home.
Once it fastens itself to a spot on a reef, there it sits for the rest of its life.
These bottom-dwelling behemoths are the largest mollusks on Earth, capable of reaching 4 feet in length and weighing more than 500 pounds.
They live in the warm waters of the South Pacific and Indian Oceans.
Giant clams achieve their enormous proportions by consuming the sugars and proteins produced by the billions of algae that live in their tissues. In exchange, they offer the algae a safe home and regular access to sunlight for photosynthesis, basking by day below the water's surface with their fluted shells open and their multicolored mantles exposed.
They also use a siphon to draw in water to filter and consume passing plankton.
Giant clams have a wildly undeserved reputation as man-eaters, with South Pacific legends describing clams that lie in wait to trap unsuspecting swimmers or swallow them whole. No account of human death by giant clam has ever been substantiated, and scientists say its adductor muscles, used to close the shell, move far too slowly to take a swimmer by surprise.
Even the largest specimen would simply retreat into its shell rather than attempt to sample human prey.
The adductor muscle of the giant clam is actually considered a delicacy, and over-harvesting of the species for food, shells, and the aquarium trade has landed it on at least one group's vulnerable list.
Number 7. The largest fish. The biggest fish in the ocean is the whale shark.
Despite their tremendous size and intimidating appearance, whale sharks are commonly docile and approachable. Whale sharks may grow up to 40 feet and weigh as much as 40 tons by some estimates.
Whale sharks longer than about 39 feet are uncommon.
They have broad, flat heads with short snouts, and their backs have an interesting white, yellow, and grey checkerboard pattern. It is unknown how long whale sharks can live, however, scientists believe they can live approximately 60 to 100 years. Whale sharks are found in all tropical and warm temperate seas around the world, preferring water temperatures of 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Whale sharks eat mostly small organisms like plankton, schooling fish, and squid, which they strain from the water as they swim with their meter-long mouths and specialized teeth. Despite its size, the whale shark does not pose any danger to humans.
Whale sharks are docile fish and sometimes allow swimmers to catch a ride, although this practice is discouraged by shark scientists and conservationists because of the disturbance to the sharks. Number 6. The largest marsupial.
The red kangaroo is the largest living marsupial in the world.
It measures up to 5.3 feet from its head to rump, and its sail can be up to 3.6 feet long and weigh about 200 pounds.
Red kangaroos hop along on their powerful hind legs and do so at great speed. A red kangaroo can reach speeds of over 35 miles an hour. Their bounding gait allows them to cover 25 feet in a single leap and to jump 6 feet high. Female red kangaroos are smaller, lighter, and faster than males. They also boast a blue-hued coat, so many Australians call them blue flyers. Larger male kangaroos are powerfully built. Like many species, male kangaroos sometimes fight over potential mates. They often lean back on their sturdy tail and box each other with their strong hind legs. Kangaroos can also bite and wield sharp claws, which they may do in battle with an enemy like a dingo. Red kangaroos live in Australia's deserts and open grasslands, gathering in groups called mobs. Aboriginal and European Australians have spent centuries clearing open tracts of land and establishing water sources, both of which are boons to kangaroo populations. Many millions of these animals roam Australia, and considerable numbers are killed each year for their skins and meat, which is becoming a more popular human food. Number 5. The largest living lizards. Most of us know what a Komodo dragon is, but for the rest that don't know, Komodo dragons are the largest living lizards in the world. These wild dragons typically weigh about 154 pounds, but the largest verified specimen reached a length of 10.3 feet and weighed 366 pounds. Males tend to grow larger and bulkier than females. Komodo dragons are large lizards with long tails, strong and agile necks, and sturdy limbs.
Their tongues are yellow and forked.
Adults are an almost uniform stone color with distinct, large scales, while juveniles may display a more vibrant color and pattern. The muscles of the Komodo's jaws and throat allow it to swallow huge chunks of meat with astonishing rapidity. Several movable joints, such as the intramandibular hinge, opens the lower jaw unusually wide. The stomach expands easily, enabling an adult to consume up to 80% of its own body weight in a single meal, which most likely explains some exaggerated claims for immense weights in captured individuals. When threatened, Komodos can throw up the contents of their stomachs to lessen their weight in order to flee. Komodo dragons have shark-like teeth and poisonous venom that can kill a person within hours of a bite. Yet villagers who have lived for generations alongside the world's largest lizard were not afraid until the dragon started to attack.
Number 4. The largest snake. The African rock python snakes are a nuisance in your place.
Well, in many places they are a constant threat. That's why in most parts of the world there are people whose jobs are to remove unwanted snakes from your home. In this photo, you'll see an African rock python, one of the biggest snakes in the world, which was taken out of a house in Uganda. The African rock python rarely attacks humans, but it's still greatly feared, and with good reason, with a larger specimen measured at 25 feet in length. It's not hard to imagine why, on average, though they measure it between 11 and 13 feet. African rock pythons have a thick body covered with colored blotches, often joining up in a broad irregular stripe like all pythons. Like all pythons, the African rock python is non-venomous and kills by constriction. After gripping the prey, the snake coils around it, tightening its coils every time the victim breathes out. Death is thought to be caused by cardiac arrest rather than by asphyxiation or crushing. The African rock python feeds on a variety of large rodents, monkeys, warthogs, antelopes, vultures, fruit bats, monitor lizards, crocodiles, and more in forest areas, and on rats, poultry, dogs, and goats in suburban areas. Occasionally, it may eat the cubs of big cats such as leopards, lions, and cheetahs, cubs of hyenas, and puppies of wild dogs such as jackals and Cape hunting dogs. However, these encounters are very rare, as adult cats can easily kill pythons or fend them off.
Number 3. The largest bat.
The golden-crowned flying fox is a fruit-eating megabat found only in the Philippines. It is one of the planet's largest bat species, with a wingspan up to 5 feet 6 inches long and a weight of up to 2.6 pounds. The genus to which it belongs, Acerodon, includes 4 other megabat species found in Southeast Asia. The golden-crowned flying fox, however, is the only one of this genus whose range encompasses a large part of the Philippines. In areas where hunting and roost disturbance is prevalent, this megabat retreats to undisturbed native forests, avoiding humans, and often roosting on very steep and hard-to-access slopes 0 to 1,000 meters above sea level. Conversely, where laws against hunting are respected and disturbance is minimized, golden-crowned flying foxes can be found in forest patches near human population centers, including along roads and on resort grounds. Local communities hunt bats for sale, sport, and personal consumption. In addition, more than 90% of the Philippines' old-growth forests have been destroyed, and the species has completely disappeared from several of its old roosting sites on multiple islands.
This is the time for our best 2 picks. Our team is working hard behind the scenes, and we like and love to see your response.
Give us a small favor, just subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more upcoming videos.
Let's start this video from number 2. Number 2. The Goliath frog.
The Goliath frog, otherwise known as Goliath bullfrog or giant slippery frog, is the largest living frog. Specimens can grow up to 32 centimeters in length from snout to vent and weigh up to 3.25 kilograms. This species has a relatively small habitat range in Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea. It doesn't start out so big, though. The Goliath frog tadpole is the same size as the tadpole of an average frog but just keeps growing.
The adult looks a lot like other frogs as well, just a whole lot bigger.
Although these giant frogs have been around longer than humans, we still have a lot to learn about them.
For example, how many years do they live?
Is there more than one species of Goliath frog? Scientists are studying these creatures in the wild and learning new things about them.
Goliath frogs live in small ranges in the rainforests at the equator of Western Africa, near swift-moving rivers and waterfalls.
These giant amphibians need to be near water, much like the average frog.
Goliath frogs come out at night and sit on river rocks to look for food.
An adult Goliath frog eats the same types of food that other frogs do: insects, crustaceans, fish, and other amphibians.
But one researcher found a bat in the stomach of a Goliath frog. Number 1.
The largest jellyfish. The lion's mane jellyfish, also known as the giant jellyfish, Arctic red jellyfish, or the hair jelly, is one of the largest known species of jellyfish. Its range is confined to cold, boreal waters of the Arctic, northern Atlantic, and northern Pacific Oceans. The lion's mane jellyfish is the largest jellyfish known and a contender for the longest animal of all time. Its bell can be 2.5 meters across, and its tentacles can stretch over 30 meters, about the same length as a blue whale. Found in coastal waters of China, Korea, and Japan, Nomura's jellyfish can grow up to 6.6 feet in diameter and weigh up to 440 pounds. This behemoth stings hundreds of thousands of people per year, causing severe pain, redness, swelling, and in some cases, even shock or death.
This is the end of this video.
Do you know of any other giant animals that we should put in the future?
Let us know in the comments section down below.
You can also watch more amazing videos on our channel here.